Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. This is the game week review for game week 5. We just went past. Wow, what a weekend of Premier League. What a game week of FPL. Very, very interesting. But we're not going to dwell too much into it because it's wildcard time. Somebody has activated the wildcard. I guess with somebody, a couple other millions as well. This is the game week to go. This is the, there's rarely any other teams out there. Actually, I was close not to wildcarding, but I kind of had made my mind anyways. And I got a red arrow this game week, unfortunately. Not the best team. I knew going to the game week that I didn't have the best, so I wasn't even that disappointment. I'm more heartbroken by the result yesterday, drawing the game in the 97th minute. Oh, that hurt so much as an Arsenal fan. What a game. So much talking last night and today. Twitter on fire. Both sets of fans hating on each other. Calling each other names and, City fans calling Arsenal fans cheaters and blah, blah, blah. Playing negatively. And Arsenal fans saying, who are you to judge us? 115 charges. And all of that, this is what football brings with. But very, very spicy game. Wow. Very, very spicy game. A 2-2. I decided to play last minute. Both defenders. All four of my defense was Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. So, as you can imagine, Raya got only 4 points. The others all blanked. Not a good decision, but in my head I was like, well, if it goes 0-0, then I'll get lots of clean sheet points. Rico Lewis didn't even start. So, got Robinson as a substitute, who was supposed to be on the team to begin with. And then, let's go straight into it actually. Let's not dwell too much. As I said, this video is going to be long, so strap on, or hopefully not that long, but you get me. Let's go to the fantasy app over here. Let's go to fantasy and let's go to points. Here we go. 56 points. Average was 58. There were some teams. My wife got 87 points, so depends. If you had Gabriel again, Konza, she had both, who also scored a goal. Conceded, but scored a goal. Gabriel conceded, scored a goal. As you can see, I had Raya, 4 points. He made crazy amount of saves. How many saves? 9 saves. 9 saves. I mean, they did play the entire second half with 10 players, but anyways, and conceded 2 goals, -1. So still impressive. Raya has been actually magnificent. I see now, what's his ownership? 31%. Wow. In so many wild cards, suddenly he's the pick of the town, I kind of missed the days when it was just me and 15% of whatever it is. 15% of 10 million. Yeah, he had a high ownership, but I think mostly among not very engaged FPL players, because most of the content creators that you'll see had Henderson or Flecken, but mostly Henderson. Anyways, Guardiola 1 point, 2 shots on target. He could have scored both goals, but Raya again. Clutch and Saliba. I happen to have this week and last game week the wrong Arsenal defenders because Gabriel scored twice in a row. And you'll see soon that I've swapped Saliba for Gabriel. Horizontal swap right there in my wild card. And I thought, since I'm playing, I went a bit different in my wild card, and I'm gonna explain later, but my thinking was, if I'm going to play wildcard anyways, I'm going to have to make more than 3 or 4 changes in my team. Because other than that, I had 2 free transfers already. I could have taken a -4 and just waited another week or 2 weeks to do the other changes, because nothing was urgent. I had already double Arsenal defense. But back to that later. Robinson came in for Rico Lewis. He didn't even start. Was on the bench. And on midfield, I had Smith Rowe, Garnacho, Rodgers, and Mohamed Salah. So as you can see, I played Diogo Jota. Obviously, I had benched João Pedro. Played Garnacho, who started the game and was actually pretty good. As I said, if he starts, he's pretty good. They didn't manage to score. It was a 0-0. What you can do, but he started. That's a positive. He's gonna go, unfortunately, in my wild card because I've been waiting to ship him. But he's still in my consideration. If he keeps starting, keeps doing well, their fixtures turn after a while. So they play Tottenham and Aston Villa away, but after that, it's a sea of green. So from this run, I'm gonna check if he starts both games. Tottenham, he's gonna come back in my team probably. from game week 8 because there's a shift. I'm gonna go short term because I have two free transfers, and that's why I said I want to save it. I'm gonna probably have 3 free transfers because I'm gonna roll the first week, hopefully, unless there's something serious. That means that I'm gonna go for some short-term players, and I'll talk about that later. Rogers, finally! What did I say? What did I say on my last video? This is gonna be the week that Rogers is returning, and he did 2 assists, and he was on first no bonus points, and then 2, and then ended up on 3 bonus. Yep, ended up on 3 bonus the last minute, so that was great. Rogers, great value still. He's gonna be staying in my wild card. There was a draft that I removed him because I wanted to have all 5 fire midfielders, but I just think he's too good of a value to ignore. And also, you still have to bench one of the attackers, which is annoying. Because at the beginning, all my drafts that I was going with had all very good midfielders. Now I feel like I have to recompensate in my midfield because I had a week. And I'm going to sacrifice more in defense. We'll see about that later. Anyways, happy to keep Rogers for another game week. 10 points. Villa again played very, very bad for 70th minute. And then sub of the Sussex. Duran again. Wow, that guy. He has 4 Premier League goals. And he hasn't started a single game week. And he has 4 Premier League goals. Make that make sense. I don't know. There's people bringing him Duran. He's already increased in price, 6.1, but he hasn't started a single game. Like, I don't know. I'm sure people are believing that Unai Emery has to find a place for him, obviously, because you can't just... He's been scoring like crazy, and the cup as well. Anyway, Salah was the biggest disappointment probably of the week. Of the biggest transfer in general. Yeah, I was just... Had it kept Saka, I would probably not wildcard it, you know. It is what it is, but yeah. 6 points, 12 as a captain. Very disappointing. He blanked against Nottingham Forest and just 1 assist against Bournemouth. A bit underwhelming, but it is. I mean, it was more like damage limitation at this point because everybody was bringing him. What can you do? João Pedro came in. He didn't start the game, as was predicted. Came in for Jota, 1 point. Yeah, not much to make of that. Solanke was also another happy. I've kept him in my team since game week 1, and was his mystery that never decreased in price. Still hasn't. 7.5. So shocking the amount of time that people sold him. And then Haaland, he managed to score this time. A bit of a mistake by Arsenal very early in the game, 8th minute. Found Haaland open, and then he scored 1 goal. But that's it. After that, as I said, like the last few games, he was so rattled at the end of the game, telling Arteta to stay humble and shit like that. I mean, you can see Arsenal in there. It's in their heads. It's in their heads. They're finally, because the last 2 years, I think it's been like, first time it was like, yeah, good try. And last year it was more like, okay, this is serious. It went all the way to the last game week. But this year, I think they are, it's in their skin. Arsenal's in their skin. You could see there's so much, rattling. Crazy match for neutrals, but yeah. And then on the bench, Lewis didn't start, Jota didn't start. They were both my team. And Barco, finally, time for him to go. So let's go straight to the transfer. So this team that you see here, this is not my wildcard team. This is basically I jumped on the players that were increasing in price that night because I wanted to save. So for example, you can see Jackson is 7.7. I got him for 7.6. Calvert-Lewin is 6.0. I got him for 5.9. Who else did I bring? McNeil, I brought him last night because I thought it said that he was going to increase in price this today or last night, but he didn't. He's still on 5.4, but I don't think, I'll talk about that later. I don't think he's going to make, initially I wanted to have him because look at the fixtures of Everton. I mean, there's no secret here. Look at this. Sea of green, red roses too. But having Calvert-Lewin feels again like, okay, at least I have one of them. But Smith Rowe is definitely going to go. And I still kept him in my team. I haven't transferred him out because he was increasing in price. Although I bought him for 5.5, so I'm not going to make a profit by this increase. I just didn't. Yeah, I just waited for no reason. He's going to go, and that's the reason is, as much as I love him, Nottingham Forest away with the Nottingham Forest defense that I've been impressed lately. I don't think he's going to get something. And then Man City away and Villa at home. I think those are 3 difficult fixtures. So my hope is I'm going to sell him, and then he's going to decrease it probably in price by 0.1. I'll hope so. So I don't have to pay 0.2 to bring him back. So let's see. I'll probably bring him back from this game week 9, Everton, all the way down to game week 15 when they play Arsenal, Liverpool. But for now, he's going to go because there's better alternatives. I want to attack. I want to attack this game week. So he's going to go for him or whoever. He's going to go for... So this is what I am right now. I'm going to put it here just to show you. I have it also in Fantasy Football Hub app. Where's Bournemouth? So I want Semenyo. He's looked very dangerous all of the game weeks so far. He's up there, and they have 2 very juicy games. Southampton at home and then Leicester away. Those are, I mean, the easiest as they come. You know, both newly promoted teams who've been very, very average at best so far, and Bournemouth who's looked pretty good, and they've played attacking football. Even against Liverpool, he scored, but was a bit offside. A bit. It was offside. It didn't count. But anyways, I want to have him for those 2 matches, and then probably after that, transfer him for McNeil. Because McNeil is going to go. So this is my thoughts right now. It's going to go for Cole Palmer. Now, this is what I have. As you can go here, I can go here. This team is what I have right now. So I have Raya. I decided not to go for Havertz at the end because I feel like I just want Gabriel has looked like in their corners lately. I switched Gabriel for Saliba because I feel their roles are different now. Saliba is more, if you see, they almost scored like 8 minutes before that, before they actually scored against City, and it was the same set piece routine. Saliba and Martinelli were going a bit towards the goalkeeper, just blocking him, and Gabriel just spinning around whoever was marking him and going on the far post just to head it. And they did the same to Spurs, so I feel like Gabriel is now tasked with being that guy in those late, until the teams find out or they come up with something else. But I just feel like Gabriel is a bigger threat, even though Saliba is more disciplined, less yellow cards, tends to get more bonuses. So both of them are in the same. But Gabriel this season looks like he's going to be a monster from some pieces. So I want to have him there. And then Robertson was supposed to be in my thoughts. But if I go for Palmer, I feel like I want to attack. Chelsea has Brighton at home and Nottingham Forest at home. 2 home matches. I just want to have both of them, Palmer and Nicholas Jackson, for this game. And then after these 2 game weeks, I'll have 3 free transfers. So I'll probably shift Jackson, Palmer, unless they do amazing, which I assume they will. Well, I will ship one of them at least, or both, and then bring probably Solanke, but just reassess. But I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to go short term in a couple of players. So I have the nailed players are Ryan, Gabriel, boom, right there. Now the problem is with my defense because I have all the others are cheap defenders. Mazraoui, I have here, it could be anyone for 4.6. I have to figure out, because I'm not very set, I'm going to make another wildcard video on Thursday, obviously, for my team selection. I'm going to talk about it at all because this is the moment, this is the days when we have a lot to talk about. The wild card in the beginning of the season and when we play the next wild card, because usually there's not much you can do during the week, but now there's a lot to think about. So Raya, Gabriel, and then I have Mazraoui, 4.6 from United. Aina, who, as I said, had been impressed with Nottingham Forest, even though last game against Brighton didn't do well. So I have to rethink which 4.5 defenders I'm going to bring to rotate. So I have 3 4.5 defenders. I could either go for a 5.0 like a Konata or 5.1, have a Konata and then have 2 4.0 defenders. It's just that not many of them that are good and worth it. Like Van den Berg, if he starts, he's a bit of a risk. But if he continues to start, he started the last 2 games for Brentford. That's a great cheap defender right there for 4.0. And then I have Anderson. I'm not happy with the fixtures, as I said, that Fulham has, but after Aston Villa, they're going to get better. So, and 4.4, because I needed to find some wiggle room to have this team, to afford this team. But I think if I get these transfers, because I did this team here today, and so I haven't cashed, like Jackson, I had to pay 7.7. So I think I can afford slightly better team in my. So let's go here actually and see. So we remove Trent. Lewis can stay. I have Veltman here, but that could be anyone. So how much money do I have now? So if I keep Gabriel, also he's increasing price as well, 6.1. I got him at 6. And Raya as well, yeah, 5.6. So I've saved a lot of money in a lot of players. Buemo also 7.2. Palmer still 10.6. I don't think he's going to increase anytime soon. But Semenyo is also going to increase before deadline. So I think I'm going to have to bring him in very soon. Having made my mind to ship Smith Rowe anyways. So if I go to... For Trent, I will have to get, let's say, Mazraoui. Because he's been okay. And I feel like it's good to have... Man United, it's just it's so unknown with them all the time. You don't know if they're gonna show up, if they're gonna keep a clean sheet, or if they're just gonna concede a lot of goals. But he can get attacking returns as well, so he could be one of them. And then I have 4.7, so I get up to 4.7. Who is this? Let's go here and go to total points. See if we get any ideas. Dalot is there, Mazraoui, Delit 5.0, so Aina 4.5, Van Hecke. The problem with the Brighton short-term fixtures are not very good. Chelsea away, Tottenham home, Newcastle away. And then even they have Wolves, one good fixture at home, and then Liverpool away, City home. I wouldn't touch Brighton. There's a lot of people going on Dunk, but why? For this run? Not for me. Not for me, not now. Which is why I don't also want João Pedro. I can get João Pedro back when their fixtures turn. I just don't want him now. So it could be, yeah, any 4.5, 4.6. I'll have to think about it. But look at this. Like, even the AI love this team because this game week rating is 96%. And the team rating in general is 95%. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I think I like having Palmer instead of... So if I didn't have Palmer, I would have a cheaper... Could be Luis Diaz as well, by the way, because he's been... I just don't know about the minutes and if he wants to rotate. Like you saw Jota suddenly. That could be Gakpo for Diaz any other game week. So it depends. Do I want to play with that? Or still, even if I want Diaz... I think I'll go with Palmer. I want to go with Palmer for these 2 home matches because their fixtures then turn. So I want to own them for these last 2 home matches. And then I can ship Palmer for Diaz and then upgrade either an attacker or a defender. I think most likely defender. If I have like another Robertson, I think I've given up on Alexander-Arnold. As much as I want him, 7.1, I just feel like a bit too much to own. So... yeah, if I could sell Palmer, let's say on game week, I have this team for game week 6, and then game week 7, I would play most of the same, basically. Yeah, probably may change Mazraoui. It's not going to be there maybe, but it depends, but shift a bit. But this is going to be game week 7. Then by game week 8, I'm going to have 3 free transfers. So now I can ship Palmer for, let's say, Diaz or who else. And then I can upgrade one of the defenders to Robertson and downgrade one of the attackers or upgrade. It depends. We'll see about that. But like the point is, I'm going to have free. Ugh. That was a difficult word to say. 3 free transfers by game week 8. And not afraid. I don't have to use all of them, but if I needed to. But I don't think I will. But I'll probably use 2 and still keep 1, then etc. Continue like that. But I think very good cover. This is it for now. What we can do is either, but I think this video will be too much to talk about if I go. Let's just go quick. Some defenders. Let's go by total points and check like some targets. Dalot, I don't know. I wouldn't go there. I think Mazraoui is a better value for money. Virgil again. Virgil and Robertson. I think Robertson, he's on some set pieces, has a bit of a more attacking threat. Virgil more nailed on, so you have to decide. It's the same kind of with like Gabriel and Saliba. They both have... Saliba, as I said, is more disciplined. Doesn't get as many yellow cards and tends to get more bonus. But then Gabriel, they have like... He can score. He scored 2 game weeks in a row away from home to 2 of the main rivals. Robertson is there. Mazraoui. Konate is a good cheaper options. I mean, if you're only going for the clean sheets, I don't mind that. He tends to be injured, which is why puts me off. But Ben White, no. Romero, I wouldn't touch Spurs defense, to be honest. I just don't trust him in general. A-Knight's a good shout. Brighton, as I said, I wouldn't touch them now at this moment. Nottingham Forest, decent. Robinson, I think their short-term fixtures not very good. Ezri Konsa, decent. That's a good shot. Colwill also, he has had some 2.2% owned, but a lot of people are looking into him. He could be a good shout, especially for the next 2 matches. He could be into my consideration as well, having triple Chelsea, which sounds shocking knowing that. But they look good, Chelsea. They look better. They look better. And on midfield, there's just a lot of options. Wow. As I said, Diaz, another one. Let me just go quick to give you some ideas and my thoughts on it. Diaz right now is the highest scoring. Very happy if you want to get him. I kind of want to have him, but I can either have him or Palmer. And I feel like for the fixtures, the next 2 are Wolves away, Crystal Palace away. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they'll turn out. Like, Wolves at home are pretty decent. So are Crystal Palace. And he can rotate as well with Champions League. I just feel like I want Palmer more for those 2 home matches. 2 away matches against 2 home matches. I don't know. And I can, as I said, bring him back afterwards if he continues to score. It's fine. You have to leave someone out. You can have all of them. Barnes, I don't know. Again, their fixtures. Man City at home. Everton away, okay. Brighton home, okay. And then Chelsea and Arsenal, I don't know. Very mixed. And they haven't been good. If they had been good, I wouldn't mind considering him, but just Newcastle have been disappointing so far. Son, again, the price not worth it for me unless we see something these next game weeks. Smith Rowe, great after a couple of weeks. If you're not playing the wild card, very happy to keep him. Had I not played the wild card, I would have been super happy to have him, but I want to attack the Semenyo's fixtures. Madueke, yeah, okay. Has he started the last games? Yeah, played 90 minutes, okay. Still starting, still playing, but he hasn't scored, he hasn't returned anything since that hat-trick. Mitoma, again. Madison, no. I would wait for these. McNeil, obviously, he is in my wild card right now, but I think Semenyo, Palmer, and Jackson are the most likely short-term picks because Jackson, let's say I could keep for another game week and then transfer him out to Solanke, or I can ship all 3 of them. But Semenyo, if McNeil does well, he has 2 home fixtures, but then either fixture after that: Ipswich, Fulham, Southampton, West Ham, Brentford, Man United away, and Wolves at home. That's still good. I want to bring him for Semenyo most likely because Semenyo's fixtures get difficult after that. Who else was there? No. Let's go again. Total points. Yeah, Bowen was the one that I wanted to, but I've just been, again, very disappointed with West Ham's performance. Wow, they were just dominated by Chelsea, which is why I'm also afraid to bring Palmer and Jackson, because I don't know if Chelsea were that good or West Ham just played really bad. So I'm hoping Chelsea were also good, or a mix of both. But initially he was nailed before this game week to be in my wild card. They haven't been good, West Ham. So I think I'm gonna skip on that. I'm just gonna wait for a while. I'm not gonna risk it, really. And then after that, there's no point. Eze, yeah. Eze is great. Eze is also in my list to come back after these 2 fixtures. Everton away, Liverpool home, I feel a bit tricky. But after that, it gets better. That's it. And on attack, there's also good. You have Havertz. You have so many decent options, cheap options as well. Welbeck still doing great. Wood is actually, look at the fixtures, and he's been returning. He's been on penalties as well. That's also a great shout. Into my consideration as well. If I don't go for Calvert-Lewin, I would go for Wood, even though he's a boring player in real life, but it's just good for FPL. And then Watkins, a bit expensive for me. I wouldn't go there now, and especially him being substituted lately with the Duran situation and everything. So it feels a bit of a risk, especially paying that high price. And then Vista suddenly injured. Yeah, I'm so upset that Vista got injured because Brentford looked very decent. And then you have Havertz, very great. Duran, I talked about it. Like, if you want to go for that risk, he keeps up. He keeps scoring even though he's starting from the bench. Vardy, their fixture... Where did they go? Their fixtures are... Yeah, now they're playing Arsenal away. But after that, look at this. I mean, not a bad shout at all. You can bench him this game week. And then play him other game weeks. And then who else was there? So Vardy definitely... Good shout. It's just, it's hard to decide on 3. João Pedro, as I said, no, not the because of the games they have. I mean, you're very happy to keep it, but if you're playing the wild card, I think you should just try and attack more of the games. Mateta, he's another one. I just didn't like how they played. I saw the whole game against Man United. I didn't like. They were not very threatening to say, so I don't want to live with that pay, especially pay 7.4. If Mateta would be on fire, have like a patch of scoring, I wouldn't mind bringing him in. He was actually into my consideration before that game, but it's just I was a bit deflated, and yeah, I could again if he continues to do well, I can bring him in for Nicholas Jackson. Hence why I like that draft that I have. Isak, nope, gonna wait a bit. Again, Raul, he's been decent lately, been returning, but Fulham maybe wait a bit in their fixtures. And Wolves fixtures, I think they turn, yeah, they have difficult, but after Man City, look at this again. They could be good to target. Him and also Aid Nori in defense. Yeah, DI for Everton, another 5.4. He scored this last, he looked very nice. Solanke finally becomes a very good option. They're playing Man United away, but after that, Brighton away, I wouldn't call that a green fixture again. But after that, I think it's good. I think he's going to come for me for Nicholas Jackson. But I just want to go with Jackson because of the fixtures. Yeah, I think that's it. This is it. One more time. Ignore the Aina, Anderson, Mazraoui because they could be anyone else. But this is how it's looking like. A bit light on defense, but very strong in attack. Yeah, that's how far I've gotten with my wild card. Of course, I'm gonna be way closer on the next video on my team selection. But I hope this helps you a bit on because everyone has different teams, everyone have different budgets. But just to give you some ideas on how, and also how you can. I think it's good. It helps me a lot now to just have like a template. For example, okay, I can go from Jackson to Solanke, have different price from different players, have like a template that you can move around, a good fluid structure, like I had on the beginning, even though I'm on 2 million rank right now, but it's just been a very competitive season. No, not my fault. But let's see how I do with this wild card. Hopefully good. See you on Thursday. Thank you for watching again. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you have a great week and see you on Thursday again. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.